So we have a fight on our hands, and it's an interesting fight. One of the biggest unions in America is taking on Amazon.
Amazon, that marvel of modern shipping that's successfully defeated unionization pushes for years, might finally be facing a worthy challenger.
The Teamsters will build the types of worker and community power necessary to take on one of the most powerful corporations in the world and win.
That's right, one of the country's oldest, largest, and most powerful unions is coming for Amazon's warehouses. In June, representatives of the Teamsters' 1.4 million members voted overwhelmingly to focus the union's energy on what they're calling the Amazon Project. They're planning to get workers unionized by organizing strikes, education drives, training programs, and generally being a big pain in Amazon's ass. And sure, Amazon busted a huge union push in Bessemer, Alabama earlier this year, but that push was led by the retail, wholesale, and department store union. The Teamsters have much more leverage because they also represent workers in trucking, package delivery, freight trains, and ports, all things that Amazon needs to do business. Plus, the Teamsters are legends at this stuff. The union took on UPS Freight in the 90s. 185,000 workers went on strike for 2 weeks and got UPS to raise wages and give more job security. And the Teamsters have been having that type of success since it started organizing workers well over 100 years ago. Its original members were horse drivers, grave haulers, and beer wagon drivers, so logistics workers.
So there is no other union in the United States that is as embedded in the same industries that Amazon works in as the Teamsters. And so in this sense, they are unmatched in terms of in the country in terms of their ability to organize Amazon. So the Teamsters has 1.4 million members in the United States and like 500 local unions that are everywhere. And so they basically have the power to sort of bring Amazon to its knees with like a massive coordinated work stoppage across the country. And I think that Amazon is aware of that.
The Teamsters are tagging into this fight because of what they say are Amazon's terrible labor practices. Like how delivery drivers say they've had to pee in bottles because finding a bathroom would put them behind on Amazon's work requirements, which then puts them at risk of getting in trouble or fired. Amazon denies this. And Amazon's so powerful that workers at other companies say their working conditions are being impacted too, as shipping and delivery companies like UPS try to keep up with Amazon. Teamster members at UPS say they're being asked to work longer days, on weekends, and on holidays, and to hit quotas that one union member called astronomical. All things that the Teamsters fought against back in the 90s. So Amazon workers unionizing would benefit them too. Amazon didn't respond to our request for comment. And while the Teamsters' big Amazon project hasn't gone into full swing yet, the union is already making headway with Amazon workers in California and Iowa. And this clash of titans is just getting started.
Oh, for the love of God, I hope it works. I hope it works. I hope it works. Now, I should let everybody know that there was a NLRB official, I think, who came out and said, we're recommending a new vote in Bessemer, Alabama on unionization because Amazon just flat out broke the law repeatedly and basically rigged the election. So you have government officials now saying we should have a new election in Bessemer, Alabama as a result of that. So, we got these little glimmers of hope every now and then. And the Teamsters, I didn't know all that about the Teamsters, about just how much clout they have and how much power they have and how if any union has a chance taking on Amazon, it is the Teamsters. I didn't know any of this, but that makes me really happy. Hearing those facts makes me really, really happy. So, listen, we saw the stories. We know that they're pissing in bottles, the workers. They're sometimes shitting in bags. We know that they're worked to the bone. The hours are insane. The only reason they even raised the pay to $15 an hour is because of Ro Khanna and Bernie Sanders coming up with the Stop Bezos Act, which Amazon was afraid would catch on in a bipartisan fashion because the way the bill was framed, it also appealed to conservatives. I don't remember exactly how they did it, but I think it had something to do with if you pay them more money, if you pay a $15 minimum wage, that fundamentally cuts the social safety net, reduces the social safety net, because the workers no longer have to rely on the government to make ends meet, because the business, Amazon, would be paying more so they can make ends meet just from their job. And so I forget the exact framing of the bill, but the bill was intelligently created in a way where the top officials at Amazon thought this might catch on and this might pass. And so they're like, okay, we'll pay $15 an hour. But still, even with that, we noticed the same thing at the Frito-Lay factory, where they pay $15 an hour, but guess what? People were working 84-hour weeks or something absolutely absurd. There was no climate control in the factories. I think Amazon has a similar thing where it can either be scorching hot or freezing cold, and people get overworked and they have to go to the hospital. Some people fucking died. You have all these problems. You have all these issues. And so you need unionization. You need unionization. You need better labor laws, stricter labor laws. And if Amazon was unionized, that would make a huge difference. The workers would have way more power. They'd be treated way better. And you wouldn't have to hear stories about people pissing in bottles or shitting in bags. You wouldn't have to hear it because it wouldn't exist. So, solidarity to these workers, and I hope that the Teamsters pull it off. And if that is the case, it would change a lot of lives for the better. So, I wish them the best of luck. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.